What's up, guys? It's Game, and we are back here with another episode of, well, this isn't another episode, so this is brand new. We're going to talk about E3 this year, guys. E3 just happened. A lot of games showing off at Sony's press conference and, of course, E3's press conference. Didn't really like any of the other press conferences this year, unfortunately, but there were a lot of interesting games that were shown off. Before I get into this video, I did want to give an honorable mention to Anthem and Days Gone, as those games both look interesting, but they didn't make my list here of games that I wanted to talk about to you guys that I'm most excited for. And the way this video is going to work is we're going to start off with the least excited games that I'm excited for, the least excited to the most excited games that I'm looking forward to. So as you can see right now on screen, we have God of War. This was shown off at Sony's press conference last night, Monday night at 9 p.m. And I gotta say, guys, I'm not a God of War fan, I've never been, but this game looks interesting as heck. Gotta admit, the new route they're taking where they're making Kratos like a father figure is extremely interesting, and you gotta admit the mythology that they're doing in this game look extremely interesting, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with this game. Even though this is not a game I don't see myself personally getting, I did want to bring it up there as it was a game that you just can't miss. It was definitely a big highlight of the show. Then next we have Detroit Become Human, which this game I'm actually very excited for, even though I put it towards the bottom of my list because the next games coming after this are just so good. But Detroit Become Human looks so interesting, guys. I mean, this is made by the creators of Heavy Rain, and I mean, I never really got to try that game, but that game looked interesting. And this one looks like Infamous on mass steroids, guys, with the choices you gotta make. Kind of like a Telltale series story mode, except there's billions of choices, and it just looks interesting, guys. And the whole concept of this androids wanting to become human and to kind of like not be singled out as like slaves is extremely interesting, guys. You gotta admit it. It's gonna do something amazing. But up next, after that, I have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which you guys know that I play fighter games, as you saw me play Injustice 2, and in my I'm Back video, I did have Marvel vs. Capcom gameplay, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So I'm a big Marvel vs. Capcom fan, and they showed off at the Sony press conference, by the way, both Detroit Become Human and this game as well, that looked extremely interesting because they showed off a story trailer for this game. That the story just looks great, guys. I cannot believe we're finally going to get a story mode in Marvel vs. Capcom. That's going to be so good. We got Ultron Sigma here looking menacing as the new baddie for this, and also they showed off Thanos in the new trailer. But at the end of that trailer, they said story demo available to download now. So right after this video comes out, I will be posting my walkthrough of this demo as it is downloading right now as we speak. But I wanted to get this one out first, and then I'm gonna get that out. And then I also recorded an Injustice 2 Red Hood first impressions with me and Seb fighting each other as Red Hood, which should be a lot of fun for you guys to watch. But that's going a little off topic. But this game is super exciting, guys, and I can't wait to see how they revolutionize the Marvel vs. Capcom series with the story mode. Moving on, we go back to the E3 press conference, which started, I mean, not the E3, but the EA press conference, which started off the many conferences, right? Alright, EA's press conference was nothing massive, but it did have a lot of interesting picks, and one of these interesting picks was A Way Out. Guys, you gotta admit, when I saw this and we all saw this together, we were all blown away. This game looks like something familiar, but yet different. It looks so good, guys. It reminded me a little bit of Prison Break and Uncharted, but it's not that at all. It seems like something completely new, and I love the aspect that you and a buddy are going to play this story together, with whether either couch play or multiplayer split screen online. Both which will be split screen for some apparent reason. I don't know why, but you got to be very coordinated and work as a team because the other player needs to see your screen. That is why, actually. I know why. Because you guys work in tandem. So this looks like a revolutionary storytelling game that I can't wait to see, guys. It just looks awesome. I can't wait to see it, and I hope you guys are excited for this game too. Next up, we have Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Now, I haven't really talked about Uncharted too much on my channel, but Uncharted is my favorite franchise game at the moment. Next being The Last of Us, and after that being Batman, the Arkham series. But Uncharted, guys, started off the show of Sony's press conference last night, and they killed it. The only problem was that when they did start off the night, the sound wasn't really working so well on Twitch, so I didn't really get, just because it's Uncharted, The Lost Legacy is in fact a expansion and not really its own game, because it kind of takes place to a degree right after Uncharted 4 or right before it or something like that. But you know, this is Star Wars Battlefront 2, guys, in case you're not too sure what this picture is. This is the Battle of Theed, or the Assault on Theed, that they showed off at EA's press conference this Saturday that just passed. And let me tell you guys, this is what Star Wars Battlefront 1 should have been, because, guys, they have every era. Everything is perfect. There's going to be a free season pass, as John Boyega announced at the EA press conference exclusively, that Finn and Captain Phasma will be joining in the later months, probably like December, like late. This is looking to be fantastic, and I'm super happy that they're adding story mode and everything, guys. It just looks like what we should have gotten originally, because this is what Battlefront 2 originally was. Because if you remember, the original Battlefront 2 had all eras. Looks like this Battlefront 2 is bringing it back. And the story mode definitely does look interesting, guys. I know a lot of people are pushing that to the side. They're happy that it's there, but they're not too sure how good it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. I've got faith in Star Wars to not produce a garbage story mode. And with that being said, I mean, it's just looking to be good. And then finally, we get to my most anticipated game of E3, and that is Spider-Man Untitled, really. Spider-Man something, made by Insomniac Games, exclusively for the PlayStation 4. Now, they ended the show with this last night on Sony's press conference, and I am super duper excited. Exactly like how it should be in a Spider-Man game. Web slinging was cool. The way he uses the environment, stealth was on point. Visual effects were gorgeous. Open world was demolishable, and yet so worried about, you know, and just well done in general. Mr. Negative looks perfect. Just like they ripped him out of the comics. Spider-Man's suit is gorgeous looking in this one. It looks like the movie suit taken on mass steroids. We get an older Spider-Man, which works. We get kind of an extended universe with this, as we see Wilson Fisk in this trailer, and you know, we see a lot of big set pieces for Spider-Man finally, you know, and some web swinging that looks off the chart, and some good voice acting. Now, the only thing that I saw in this trailer that I did not like in the 9-minute gameplay was the fact that the combat system still needs to be worked out. As I watched it twice, it did look like Spider-Man, when he was punching the enemies, it felt like he was punching a brick wall. And, you know, that's just not good yet. But overall, his movement in combat and the way he web swings and does his moves in combat look pretty cool. And also the big boss at the, like, towards the middle of the, like, 9 minutes, like in the first, like, 5 minutes, where he fights, like, the big guy with special Mr. Negative powers. That's not Mr. Negative, like, he borrowed him some powers. Was not that impressive, although I will say that his animation towards the end of that fight is pretty cool. But once again, it felt like Spider-Man was just punching a brick wall. But that game is going to come out in 2018, so I have complete faith that will be fixed by then, and Insomniac knows what they're doing, and I'm hoping that Insomniac creates what I've always wanted for Spider-Man and brings Spider-Man back. And this could be an Arkham killer, guys. It could start destroying Batman Arkham series, or at least be the contender, the version of Marvel, you know, Marvel's version of the Arkham series, but Spider-Man. So with that being said, those are my top anticipated games of E3 that we saw this year, guys. It all looks good. We don't really see too many new releases, although, like I said, the big new release that I saw during all of E3 was, in fact, A Way Out. And then the next biggest one being Anthem, as I did not mention here, but Anthem looks a little bit weird, guys, and I'm not too sure where that's going. I said I didn't really want to comment on it quite yet, but let me know which games you found exciting at E3 and which games you were extremely satisfied with at E3. But with that being said, keep on being great, Games Armada, and game on.